Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen on Set Heru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Also, if you can, if you have time, please stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read off two of my favorite comments from previous videos. So, if you want to get in touch with me, if you want to get a reading, if you have a question for Ask an Aquarius or any of things like that, if you want to check me out on social media, all my information is underneath this video. So, let's talk, guys, about WAP. W-A-P. So, for those of you who aren't up on this information, I'm going to do a review of this song by Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion did this rap song. It's called WAP. WAP stands for Wet Ass Punani. Punani is the female yoni, the sacred space where the babies come out, that space. So this song is all about having a wet one, basically, and enjoying it and having interesting activities with your wet one, basically. So people ask me if I will review this song because Cardi B is a Libra. Everybody knows I love Cardi. Everybody knows I love Libras. And Meg is Aquarius. So to me, my favorite combination is Aquarius and Libra. When you ask me, if you gave me a choice to be with anybody in the world, I would definitely pick a Libra. Because positive, balanced Libras are like my kryptonite, okay? So you can say what you will about Cardi and Meg. Some people like them, some people don't. I don't really care. That's on you. But somebody asked me if I would talk about it. And when I saw that they were an Aquarius Libra duo, I was like, oh yeah, this looks pretty good. So basically people asked me if I would review the song. So I watched the video, I read the lyrics, I watched the video 3 times, and I read the lyrics and I came up with some notes about this song. First I'm going to tell you the virtues and the vices, and then I'm going to tell you my commentary. Number 1, the virtues. So what I liked about this song is going to be the virtues. I like the water fountain. In the very beginning, there's a water fountain in the video, and water is squirting out the boobs. I thought that was cute. I wouldn't really put it on my lawn, but I did like it, especially since it was in the image of them two, and I thought that was really clever. I like the sexy outfits. They got some sexy outfits going, especially the black. They have these black outfits that they wear when they're in the water. They're dancing in the swimming pool. I like those the most. But they had really sexy outfits. Everybody in the video had on sexy outfits. I love that. Dancing sexy. The dances were pretty sexy. They were kind of like stripper dances on your back and, things like that. Things I'm too old to be doing now. I might have been doing them 20 years ago, but I ain't doing them now. So they were doing some really sexy dances, and I did like that a lot. Then it says the retro updo. Both of them had this retro up. We called it a French roll back in the day. I had a million of them. It was a French roll. All your hair was up. Maybe some baby hair on the side. Maybe a bang or something. And both of them had, at different parts of the video, different hairstyles. And one that they did was that retro updo. And I love that because it took me back to the 90s when we were all wearing that in my neighborhood. Everybody did that for prom and for 8th grade graduation. Everybody did that updo. It was very popular. And I love to see, because since they did it in this video, I've seen women online getting those old dudes. And I'm like, oh man, take me back, man. So that was really cool. I love the beat. The beat to the song is good. It's actually, the beat is an old song. It's an old song we used to have back in the day. And that's the beat, and they also use the hook from that song. There's some O's in this house. There's some O's in this house. Anybody that knows that song, you know what I'm talking about. And they keep on repeating that in the beginning, and then the beat kind of continues with that as they go into the rap. And there's some O's in this house. It's like the chorus that keeps on coming up. So I thought that was cool. I love the beat. I love it when women own and embrace their sexuality. And in this video, these two women are very clear, very clear that they enjoy sex. They're very clear that they're not ashamed of it. And they're very clear that you're not going to exploit them for sex. If they have sex with you, it's going to be because they wanted to, and not because you coerced them, or you forced them, or you raped them, or you did something to them. Both of these, the lyrics that they're spitting are very like, I own this box, and if I give you some, I give you some. If I don't, I don't. It was that kind of energy, and it was like, I own this. And a lot of women I've come across in my lifetime did not have that confidence. They would let men lead them around by the nose. Some of them were exploited by men because of it. I've known dancers. I've known women who were in prostitution, in porn. I've known women from different walks of life, even just regular women who have jobs, who were exploited by some man or men in their life. These women in this song are like, nah, this is mine, I own it, and I'm going to do with it what I see fit. And I did notice that a lot of the men online, not all of the men, because some men I really think got good sense. I like men that got good sense. And some men got good sense. And they're just like, they doing what they do, whatever. And they kind of flag it off. It's not, it's not their thing. But other men were really upset about that. And those men that were upset about it, I guarantee you a handful of them are men who are used to using that. See, that is power. And they're used to taking that power from a woman and then using it for financial gain, or taking that power and using it to abuse her, whatever the case is. And those types of men are the kinds of men, in my opinion, that do shit like that. Because the things that they were saying, they were like, oh, they shouldn't be dressed like that. They shouldn't be talking like that. Why are you policing these women? That's not even your women. It's not even your girlfriend. And you're policing her outfit. You're policing what's coming out of her mouth. And people don't realize that a lot of times when men do that, it's not just because of the fact that, oh, it's so inappropriate. Because if it was them, they'd be fine with it. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine, her boyfriend wanted to have a threesome. My friend was not really trying to hear it. But because she wanted to please him, she had the threesome. So they did what they did. They had a wonderful time. And after the threesome, a couple days later, her and the girl started seeing each other. Like, continued to see each other. And when he found out about it months later, because mind you, she cheated on him for months, basically. And when he found out about it, he was like, oh my God, you're so disgusting. What you're doing is wrong. You're going to hell. But whoa, daddy, hold up. When you were involved, when y'all was engaged, it was all good. Y'all had a great time. You was talking about it was, one of the most positive fantasies that you were ever able to make come to life. But now that you know that they're doing it without you, now it's disgusting. And I said to her when we had this conversation, I said, your only mistake was cheating. That was where you messed up. Not even a mistake. Your only bad decision was cheating. The fact that you liked her and y'all engaged, fine. You owned your sexuality, you enjoyed the sex with her, fine. Where you made your mistake at was lying to him and going behind his back. You should have just told him, I want to explore something new. And then you and him could have discussed it. Maybe y'all could have an open relationship. There's other ways you can handle that without lying and cheating on the person. And this is what I told her. But I found it very interesting, his responses were totally different when he wasn't involved. When he couldn't watch, when he couldn't be involved, it was totally different. And I've had the same experience with men in my lifetime. Because remember, for a long time I dated men and women. I stopped dating men in my 20s because I realized it was not working for me. it was just not working. And I remember several different gentlemen that I've talked to, and some not so gentlemen that I've talked to over the years. They're fine when they think I'm bi. They're fine with that. When I say I'm a lesbian, they don't hear lesbian, they hear bi. So they're like, oh, okay, you like women. But they don't get it. They think you like women too. No, boo-boo. I like women only. I'm not fucking with you. When they realize that part, because they don't realize that part at first. Because a lot of women say that they're lesbians or they say that they're gay or whatever the case is, but they still will dip and dab with men, which is fine. But that's not how I roll. So when they find that out, suddenly there's a problem with me liking women, but it wasn't a problem before. Very interesting. And now only certain types of men play that game. A lot of men that are secure in themselves, men that are secure in their own sexuality, men that aren't interested in exploitation, those men generally don't care. They're like, whatever, you know? But men who are the opposite of that are the ones who really get upset. And then the last virtue is, it's a fun song to dance to. I think it's kind of jiggy, you know, and like, think about it. If you want to give your man a lap dance or you want to give your woman a lap dance, it's kind of jiggy, you know, and the lyrics are like, you know, kind of, you know, sassy, sexy kind of thing. So I like them. I like the fun part of it. It's a fun song. Now, what are the vices? I only have one vice here. Just one. My vice is the line, there's some O's in this house. There's some O's in this house. I've always had a problem with that part of the song. I like the beat, and it's an old song. We all, you know, that grew up, all of us that grew up listening to this, we know the song. But I've always had a problem with that H-O-E-S word. And the reason why I have a problem with that, and I probably didn't have a problem as much when I was younger. The reason why I have a problem with it now is because slut shaming is detrimental to our relationships. And when you're talking about, oh, there's some O's in this house, you are not only slut shaming this man or this woman, you know, but you're putting out that energy like there's something wrong with it. And that's what I didn't like, because in the song, it's like, you get the impression from them that they're empowered and they're, you know, they're sexual, they're into their sex, but it's not a problem. But then this hook, there's some O's in this house, speaks judgment. It speaks slut shaming. You know, if it had said, you know, there's some good, you know, something in this house, that would have been different. There's some good, you know, I'm gonna call it the box. There's some good box in this house. That would have been different. But you're calling these women out of their name, or if it's a man singing the song, you're calling this man out of his name. And I don't believe in slut shaming. I think the slut shaming is for immature people, or for like young people, which would be immature. Because I think that the bottom line is, we all, not all of us, some of us don't like sex, but it's a very small percentage of the population. The majority of us, from the statistics, enjoy sex. We enjoy different types of sex. Also, from statistics, we learn a lot of people lie about how many partners they've had, what they've done, things like that, because of this judgment that I'm talking about. And I've come across this with, like I said, certain types of men. Voldemort was that type of man. He was very quick to talk about a woman's promiscuity, or how many, what's her body count, or something like that. But at the same time, he was the biggest hoe I've ever met. Like I've ever met. And he and I would joke about how much of a hoe he was. But it was funny that it was him. But if a woman did the same exact thing, she was all kinds of derogatory names. And now only a certain type of man plays that game, and he was that type of man. So to me, calling them O's, you know, is just giving that judgment, that slut shaming. Look, most of us like sex, and most of us do all kind of stuff during that sex, and I feel like we shouldn't be ashamed or have to lie about it because the other person is going to judge us when that other person probably has done the same, if not more. That person probably has done the same, if not more. I think that we need to get more comfortable with allowing people to enjoy sex and not judge them. And my commentary. Okay, so what is my commentary? What's the bottom line? This is a fun song. It's not the most, it's not the dirtiest song. It's not the most hard hitting song. Yes, there are some, very explicit language used. But I'm going to tell y'all something. I grew up on Little Kim. And if you don't know who that is, you need to punch her in to YouTube right now and listen to some of her songs. Not just that, if you look in history, go all the way back to Bessie Smith and some of the other, people that were singing the blues way back in the 20s, 30s, way back in the day. A lot of them have dirty songs. There was a whole genre or a little era where it was popular to sing about sex in very explicit ways. And a lot of those older, people that probably have, most of them are probably gone by now, a lot of that generation would listen to or would produce those songs. So if you take it back further than that, you could take it back to ancient Pompeii, where they found drawings of explicit sex acts on the wall. I mean, you can take this back as far as you want to. Talking about sex, celebrating sexuality goes all the way back to the beginning of time. But for some reason, every time somebody comes up with a song or something like this, the whole internet is up in arms like, oh my God, did you hear WAP? Oh my God. And when they say, did you hear WAP? I'm like, did you hear Little Kim? I grew up on Little Kim. I think I might have been in high school, and the people that were around me, the adults, were disgusted. Her outfits, the things that she said out of her mouth. She was much more, in my opinion, explicit, and her lyrics were harder. And I would even say sometimes even better, because like if I compared WAP to some Little Kim songs, WAP is tamed. WAP is tamed to some of the images that Little Kim gave us. Little Kim, her whole persona was sex and sexuality and owning sex, and he gonna get on his knees, and that was her whole persona. So my thing is that I just feel like it's really not that deep. I feel like people are really overreacting about something that's really not that deep. And somebody said it's not good for children. Children shouldn't be listening to this song. Children, this grown folks music. If your 5-year-old, if your 7-year-old is listening to WAP, that's your fault. Now I can see if they snuck it when you weren't around, but if you blasting it and they dancing to it, that's your fault. This is not for children. This is grown folks music. And like I said before, I think it's fun, but I really don't think it's as deep as people on the internet are trying to make it out to be. I think it's just certain populations of men and women who feel some type of way. Because sometimes women tell me, oh, I don't like Cardi B. I don't like how, her behavior. I don't like her. And I'm just like, a lot of times those women are women who aren't comfortable with themselves, or they're women who take issue with somebody else being comfortable with themselves. She is who she is. And she's done some things even from her own testimony that she probably should not have done. But she cleaned up her act. She's a modern day Cinderella story, quite frankly. And those among you who are without problem, without sin, without mistake, you cast the first stone. Because I guarantee you, we all have something that somebody else can judge us for. I guarantee it. You might not think it's that bad, but I bet you there's somebody that can pull it up and be like, well, on December 1st, 1972, you did blah. You said blah. You went blah. You know? There's always somebody who can look at you and say exactly the same thing, even if you don't think it's that big of a deal. So I like her, even though I never stripped, I never danced. I used to bartend for some strippers that I used to know. I did bartend, but I never stripped, I never danced. You know, that wasn't really my thing. But I don't look down on her or any other woman for doing those kinds of things. If that's something that you are comfortable with, that's your life and your body. So I think we need to get more comfortable with people being themselves and stop being so damn judgmental. So that's my feelings on WAP. So you could tell me how you feel about WAP underneath this video. So we got 2 positive comments. One came from Divine Rasta. She said, hey Queen, I love your hair color. It's warm color on you. I did dye my hair. It was supposed to be a little redder, but my hair was dark, so it didn't come out as red. My hairstylist wants to try it again. She wants to actually bleach it and then do the red again. So maybe I'll let her, because I would like to see how it looks redder. But red, I do like a lot. Thank you for your comment. Ty Daily Vlogs said, I know everything. I'll sit back and watch it all unfold. Ty is responding to a video I did about Aquarius being natural detectives. And Ty is like, yeah, I figure these things out and I just sit back and let them unfold. And that's what a lot of us do. A lot of times Aquarius know what's going on. People swear that they got one over on Aquarius, and you can, get one over on us. I'm not saying that we're perfect, but a lot of times we know what's going on. We just sit back and watch it unfold. We sit back and watch what you're going to do. Or we want to get evidence, so we sit back and wait till we have some concrete evidence. It just depends on the situation. So that was our last one. Come back soon, guys. I got a lot more to say. See ya.